Welcome to the Degenerate Gamblers, baby. We're in week 8. Week 8 already. College
Nine,
football.
Howie. Nine.
Well, maybe it is not. Yeah, 8 for. So, okay. Week 9. But I just had my 7th week of hitting max bets. In other words, I don't know how we're doing this, but I'm 7-0 on max bets the last 7 weeks around college football. I put out one max bet every single Saturday, and against the spread, we've hit all 7. That last week was Georgia. I talked about it on here. I didn't want to give it. I said I have a max bet in the Georgia game. And I'll tell you what, I thought we were in trouble with about 5-6 minutes to go. That was a close game. Georgia's defense couldn't stop anybody.
Crazy.
Mississippi is a good team. And let's talk about one stat that just is insane. So you look at the top 20 college Division I football teams in the United States, the top 20. 9 of them, almost half, almost 50% come from the SEC. You got 9 of the top 20, and then that's not even counting Texas, who's sitting at 22. So you got 9 out of the top 20 teams out of the SEC. The Big Ten's got 3. Now, they seem to be good quality. Indiana, Oregon, and Ohio State seems to be good quality. But 3. That conference, with all the money, you got 3 teams in the top 20. Big 12 has more. They have, I think 4 or 5. And I think there's, what's the one team? Is it South Florida? Well, I don't know. One of those other teams from another conference is in there. But in the ACC,
in the top 20?
Yeah, ACC has 1.
No, they actually 3.
Oh, ACC has 3. Georgia Tech, Miami, and
or 4. I'm sorry, they have 4. They have more than the Big Ten.
In the top 20?
Did Virginia just drop out? No, you got Virginia, Louisville, Miami, and Georgia Tech
in the top 20. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Louisville 19. This is the AP top 25.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's 13. That's 13 between the ACC and the SEC. So now you got 7 left. You got 4 in the Big Ten. So yeah, that brings you to there's only 3 left. I mean, that's what college football is now. It's a few conferences.
It's crazy.
Basic SEC. So yeah, my max bet last week was Georgia. I went with the Dogs, and man, they picked it up in the end. I mean, listen, they have one of the best offenses in the country. Defenses, I think they got issues. It's not that normal Georgia defense that you see locking down, because I don't think Mississippi is that great. They struggled like hell the week before.
Oh, yeah, against Washington State, Howie. Couldn't score against them. They couldn't score that way. It would be one thing if they gave up the points, I would have been like, okay, but they couldn't put the points on the board for us last week.
That was insane.
Stuffed it right up my nose.
That was just bizarre.
Yeah, bizarre. But I think that's what college football is this year. We just don't really know what to expect. I mean, any of those top 20 teams could probably still make or definitely can still make the playoff and have a chance to get to the Final Four.
Absolutely, 100%. No doubt. And it's mimicking the NFL this year, where anybody can win this thing. And you know what? And the guys, if you like what you hear, because we give you winners on this show. I don't even want to talk about Sunday, because you and Mehul just absolutely crushed. You saved my ass. I had the worst Saturday I've had this year. I had my max bet saved me. Loading up on Georgia saved me. But I had 3 or 4 just bad misses. I think I know what happened a little bit on a couple of them, but no, Sunday just bailed me the hell. Mehul bailed me out, man.
Mehul, don't even put me in the category. I can't take any credit. It's all Mehul.
Dude.
I wrote him like secretariat.
Well, I did take the Giants. We'll talk about it when he gets on. I took them plus, I got up to 14, and we'll talk about that game.
Who's that? What team? What? Who?
You talked me into it, taking the Giants.
What? Oh, they still have a football team? They didn't, after that debacle on Sunday, they didn't just fold up the franchise?
The
They did. They did finally release that kicker of theirs that called himself a kicker.
They should have released him right in the Hudson River after that.
Literally, right? Just right out the window of the plane.
Out the pier,
right
man. Just. But so Saturday was frustrating. I came back a little at the end. I had BYU late at night. I always like BYU. That they're a covering machine. And Georgia saved my ass. But, we got back at it last night, and we got back at it last night in a pretty strong way.
Yeah, you did. You hit them all.
All of them. We hit everything last night. And I had Kennesaw State, who I love.
Love them.
But they've made us a lot of money this year. Kennesaw State, I took them money line, parred them with Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech over 43.5, which made me nervous for a little bit. So what did I do when I got nervous? I went live bet. Yep. I had over 43.5, and all of a sudden I'm looking up, and I took under 50. That's a 15-point leeway to middle. That's what I like to see. That is what we call arbitrage on this show here, because financially, that's what we do. So I took the under. And it fell in the middle, and we ended up middling that. And then I threw 2 units on the Rockets, NBA opening day. Threw a couple units on the Rockets, plus 6.5. They should have won that game. Oh, my God. Listen, the NBA's back. That was a good game. Kevin Durant's in a Rockets uniform. The old man can still play. And we hit that. So we went 3 for 3 last night. And let's just get into it, man. Let's get into tonight, because there's a few games tonight, and it's not your normal night. You got a weird night right off the bat. Middle Tennessee going to Delaware, playing the Blue Hens. Both of these teams were FCBS, 1AA, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Yep.
Now And I'll tell you what, Steve, I've looked this game up and down. Delaware's minus 9.5. Middle Tennessee is just not a good team.
No.
They're not a good team, and against the spread, they're not good. Tell you straight up what I do have a play tonight. And I don't like the Missouri State, New Mexico State game at all. I just looked at that, and that's like a.
I have a little different
strategy.
You do. I have a little different strategy I'm taking tonight, Howie. The first 2 weeks with these Tuesday, Wednesday games, I lucked out. I got lucky. I don't know if the teams weren't ready, and I was getting the unders, right? I was teasing the lines to boost the under, and I was hitting. But these last 2 weeks, I have not. So what I'm going to do tonight, I think they figured it out here. This line, the first game's 55.5, which I think is extremely high for this game, and especially with both of these teams. We saw it last night, though. I mean, last night you had Kennesaw State put up, what did they put up, 34 points themselves?
Yeah.
Right?
They're good, dude. They're decent. That coach should be coach of the year.
Where'd it go? I got to find it.
I mean, Kennesaw State couldn't beat anybody last year, and all of a sudden they're vying to win.
Well, their quarterback went out, Howie. Did you see that at halftime? He went out. So I'm like, okay, yep. I got some breathing room here. I bumped it to 56.5. So I'm like, okay, should be good on that one. But they found a way to just continue to score and score at will. So what I'm doing tonight for the people, I'm going to give it to you here live. I'm going to post it on the Discord, whop.com. Sign up today, $24.99 a month.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bump them down. I'm bumping them down, and I'm taking the overs. Fuck unders. I hate unders anyway. I'm gonna alt line them down. I already did it, Howie.
So you're alt line the Middle Tennessee, Delaware down, and then you know what? I like that. I think those teams can score.
They're going to score. The lines are telling you they're going to score. So let's go out there and let's score. So I bumped the Middle Tennessee down to 49.5, and I bumped the New Mexico Montana State game down to 44.5, and we took the over. We got it at plus 114, and we put 2 units on it. So
all right, we're going over under. I like that strategy. The other game tonight, and this is a weird game, people, because South Alabama plays in Atlanta. They go to Georgia State, and Georgia State went to Georgia Southern last week, played them tough for a half, lost in the second half. We had Georgia Southern against Georgia State. Georgia State has looked horrible this year.
Horrible. I looked at that game, Howie. I couldn't even play it.
No.
I wanted to. I wanted to add it in. I'm like, I'm not taking the risk.
I do think at home under the lights tonight, I do think Georgia State will cover a touchdown against South Alabama. South Alabama is another team, not that great either. I do think they will possibly cover a TD. So I might toss a little on that. But if anything,
the only thing that scares me, Howie, is that South Alabama did play Troy tough, a team that took, Clemson into the second half. They only lost by 1 to Arkansas State. Georgia State has just been getting their doors blown off the last 2 weeks. But they played James Madison tough. So that's why this game was just to stay away.
They played, if you watch, and I have watched them, they played Georgia Southern damn tough in the first half at Statesboro. That's quite it's become a rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
I think tonight they could keep this under a TD. I think it could be close. Who knows? It's a game I don't love. I definitely don't love it. Let's get into Friday. Friday's got some games we like here. Friday, we up the notch. We up the level of competition. You got North Texas going to Charlotte, North Carolina. That line was 27, and it just came down to 26.5. Something tells me trap there. I'm sorry. It's a lot of points. Charlotte's not very good. One of the few teams that released their coach during the season. North Texas is decent, but you're talking about 4 touchdowns here.
Howie, I don't know.
That's a lot.
Charlotte stinks. They're bad. They're bad. And North Texas, again, they got smoked by South Florida, absolutely demolished by South Florida, then came back last week against UTSA and put points on the board. Maybe this is a game that you look at, maybe putting a play on team total for North Texas, because they're probably going to score points against this.
They should.
This Charlotte team.
With the over-under looking at 61.5, they think they're going to put some points up here.
Let's see what we get the team total for. 44.5. So
damn, that's a lot.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. maybe we stay away.
44.5, which they'll probably score 64.5.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I don't know, man. But
the next one.
The next one, we like it. We both like it. We're both on it. And I'll give you. No, you give me your reasoning first. Why do you like the Cal Bears traveling to Blacksburg, Virginia, to play Virginia Tech and Sandman?
I'm looking first thing this morning, 6 a.m. I send you the link, right? I'm like, Howie, can you see this? Cal's a team that you've been on this year. You kind of got a little inside track with your guy there. And I'm looking at it. I'm going, why is Cal? I know they're coming across country. I get it. But why is Cal getting 4.5 points against Virginia Tech? Virginia Tech is not a good team. Another team that fired their head coach. Lost by 15 last week to Georgia Tech. Lost the week before by 7 to Wake Forest. And Cal's playing good football. Yes, they should have lost that game to UNC. I don't know if they're playing good football, but they're competing here. And I just think they're a better team than Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech coming off a game where, they got beat by 15. Everyone's looking for a rebound at home, right? I say put your money right on Cal. Take the points. Take the 4.5. Huge, and maybe even sprinkle a little bit on the money line.
Yeah, it's a game they can win. Cal's a team that actually plays well on the road. They don't have a problem going away. It's not a huge fan base. I had a buddy that was at the game last week, and the quarterback, who was all everything preseason, that did not have a good game.
Drones.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game. But this team is decent. They're good enough to go into Blacksburg and beat Virginia Tech
and getting 4.5 points. I love it.
I like it a lot too. It's a game.
Virginia Tech's 0-4 at home this year against the spread, and
right.
0-4 as a favorite this year.
Yeah, I'm all over California. It's not my max bet of the week, but I will be betting a decent chunk on the Black Bears. The Bears. Maine
I
is the
took,
Black Bears.
yeah.
But I like them. I like them, and I will use them, and I will use them with another game right after at 10 o'clock in Reno, Nevada. You have Boise State going to Reno, who I had Boise last week. That's a team that I did have. We talked about it on the show last week. I said the worst trap game that I'm looking at is UNLV going into Boise. And we're all like, why is UNLV getting 13 and a half points in Boise? They're right there to win this league. And we knew it. We knew it. Vegas
Smack.
was like setting up everybody. A lot of money came in on Vegas. What happened? Boise won by about 30.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
25 points they beat them by.
now, so you got that. Now they're going in to play a team that's not that good, going into Reno, to play a Nevada team, a little bit beaten up, a little down. The line's 21 and a half. Boise State is not going to be up for this game. Now, they're coming off they beat their conference rival last week. Now they got to go to Nevada. 21 and a half. I can see Boise winning by 18, 19, maybe 20, but I will be using a alt spread. I might get it up to 24 and a half and take
like
Cal.
Like that.
Yeah, that's why I will
Nevada.
be playing Friday.
You don't want to take Cal with that number. You probably get some pretty bad odds.
Yeah. I might take Cal money line in Nevada plus, 24, 25.
Get it over Nevada, that number 24, Howie. That's what I say. Get it at 24 and a half. I think you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, I think if Nevada scores 2 touchdowns, they cover that spread. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
You could get 2 and you got it.
Yeah.
So we have a pretty good slate tonight through Friday. I will be watching that Middle Tennessee Delaware game tonight, along with a bunch of other stuff. But then we get into Saturday, and we got Max right off the bat. Kent State, Bowling Green. I haven't really looked at it. I have looked at UCLA, Indiana. The line's 25 and a half. That's a game I would not touch with a 10-foot pole.
No,
for one simple reason. What the hell? UCLA looked like the worst team that ever suited up the first 4 games of the season. Then they fire their head coach. They hire this little surfer dude who looks like he's never.
No, he's the OC. That's Rich Neuheisel's son.
I know
he's
that.
He's the OC.
I know.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Well, he takes over.
Yeah.
I mean, Neuheisel's son, who looks like he's been hitting bongs since he was since he was 5 years old. This kid looks like he grew up on a surfboard with a friggin' just, telling you the best strains of weed to buy on a Saturday night. This kid comes in, takes over, and just starts slaying teams. Start with Penn State, 3-0.
Yeah, crazy. Yep.
It's Neuheisel's son, and it's funny because he looks just like Neuheisel, but if you see him in the locker room, it doesn't even look real. It's this little hipster dude with long blonde hair.
So, it's like out of like a sitcom from the the 90s,
let's
a
get
Saturday
him,
morning sitcom. Yeah,
let's go, man. Hurry up, my wave's coming in. It's like in UCLA, they're going into Indiana. Indiana's 25 and a half point favorite. Indiana is the real deal. They are. They went to Oregon. They took care of business. This coach is the shit. Just signed a humongous long contract. And this guy probably could have had the Penn State job or the Florida job if he wanted it. But he's staying at Indiana.
But got himself an $8 million, 8-year, $11 million a year extension.
Yeah. But Steve, are you with me on this? Does this game scare the shit out of you to bet Indiana?
I wouldn't touch it. I'm with you. I wouldn't touch it. Indiana did not cover against Michigan State last week. Sparty. Shout out our boy Smitty. I just don't see them covering this number. I think it's too many points. I in a Big Ten game, I know it's at home, but they didn't cover last week in a huge line at home too. And this UCLA team, you don't know what you're going to get. Like, I don't like it. I'm staying away from that line.
I know. I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. And how about this one? You got Ole Miss going to Oklahoma. Uh, Oklahoma, a minus 5.5 point
Yeah,
favorite at home.
yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I really like Ole Miss here.
Howie, is Vegas begging you to take Ole Miss, though? Why is this line 5.5?
I
Oklahoma
don't
has
know.
not looked good the last couple weeks. They have not looked like a top 10 team.
I'll think there are a lot of Joey Publics that are going to put money on Oklahoma and think they win
Yeah.
by a touchdown because they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Ole Miss has played better teams. They're more competitive. They probably have more talent. I like them in this spot. I saw them. If they can tighten their D up a little bit,
Yeah.
because Ole Miss can score on anyone.
Well, yeah, but no, they can't. They couldn't score against Washington State.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not as good as they have portrayed earlier in the year. I just
that game was. I watched that game. That game was like basically those players were out till 5 a.m. just
had to have
getting
been
loaded because they showed up like we don't want to be here.
It was a home game.
I know. Why?
Howie, 64% of the bets are on Ole Miss right now, public bets.
So I said earlier I have my max bets of the week down to two different games.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the Rutgers-Purdue game. There's something that stands out in that game, and it basically has with these two teams being the worst defensive teams in the country.
Literally in the country.
Did you see Oregon the first 10 minutes of that game last week against Rutgers?
They're down 3-0, and then the next thing I look, it's 35-3. I go, what
in the first quarter. In the first quarter.
Like, what the heck happened?
I was outside, and I'm like, how is it possible that they just scored 5 fucking touchdowns in about 5 minutes? I'm like,
insanity.
Was Rutgers just handing the ball to him? Like, score.
Here, there's the end zone. You just run
you watched that game. I thought Oregon was going to drop 100 on them.
Unreal.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Rutgers is 6-1 against the over this year, Howie.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that, and there's a reason why I'm leaning one way in this game because I think I could play cornerback for them right now. Another game that stands out, 12:45. You got Auburn going to Arkansas. Auburn playing everybody close. Lost in overtime last week.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to Arkansas as a plus 1.5 point favorite. I mean, I think they're a better team than Arkansas.
I agree. But Arkansas actually, since they fired Sam Pittman, has only lost by 3 to Tennessee and lost by 3 to Texas A&M. They're giving up a ton of points, but they're scoring a ton of points. So I don't know. This game might be closer than, well, obviously Vegas thinks it's going to be close because of the line here. You can actually get that. It can't be right. You can't get him as a pick 'em. You can get him as a pick 'em at Bet Rivers.
What I'll do is I will bump Auburn to plus 3.5.
Yeah.
And I'll use him with some shit.
Well, there's another coach who's on the hot seat in Hugh Freeze. So, he's got, he's playing these teams tough. He only lost by a touchdown to Oklahoma, only lost by 6 to A&M, only lost by 10 to Georgia, only lost by 6 to Missouri. It's going through the SEC is a gauntlet, an absolute gauntlet.
Yeah.
But both of these teams of at least the last 2 weeks have been playing better. But Auburn is 2-1 against the spread on the road.
Yeah, I like him. I like him there. You want a money-making game? There's a game I love too. Utah State is a plus 2.5 point dog going to New Mexico. I want to say Utah State is 5-1 against the spread this year, or 6-1 against the spread. I think they've covered every game but one. Utah State. They're a covering machine.
What time's that one? Nooner?
3:00.
Okay. Here we
3:00.
I'll tell you in 2 seconds here. They're 6-1 against the spread this year.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. They just cover every week just about.
Yeah.
So, other game you look at, what do you think of Missouri at Vanderbilt? Missouri plus 2.5.
So here's, again, the SEC, right? So Vandy never has been anyone in the SEC that
No,
we can remember ever, right? And all of a sudden, here comes Vandy. They're a good team. That Diego,
they are.
that quarterback, the kid can sling it. He's posing for the Heisman in the end zone last week. That was a huge win for them, huge win for the program. But man, Mizzou's tough too, Howie. And is
Yeah.
LSU that good? I don't know. They definitely offensively don't look like the team we thought they were going to
No.
be going into the season, right?
No.
Mizzou beat a tough Auburn team. They hung tough with Alabama the week before. So I just, to me, I'd probably take the dog in this game, maybe bump it up to 3.5 points.
Looking at these two and handicapping this, it came down to one thing. I can't bet against this Vanderbilt quarterback. I can't bet against
He's
him.
a gamer.
He's finds a way to win no
Diego
matter
Pavia.
what.
That's what I got.
Dude,
his
he's
name
just,
wrong.
you can grab, don't take the 2.5. You could take the money line, Vanderbilt -138, and you're betting on him. You're betting on Diego. Diego is just an absolute stud, shows up every week. And I love that kid, but I'll probably lean Vandy. Uh, any other games you like around 334? I see one that just stands out. Ooh.
Okay. If you can figure this out, then you let me know. But why is BYU? I know it's on the road, but it's against an Iowa State team that I don't have any faith in getting points after the game they played last week against Utah. And now you're going to go on the road to Iowa State, who lost their last 2 games to Cincinnati and to Colorado.
I got to check that injury report because I agree with you. That's true. That's trappy. I mean, I'm ready to bet a kid on BYU
right
in that game, but something is shady as shit there.
Has to be.
It
Stinks.
shouldn't be. Yeah. In the one game I gotta say here, 3:30 on Saturday, Florida Atlantic goes to Navy. The line went from 14.5 to 15.5. I will get that thing to 13.5, and that's going to be a decent bet for me on Navy. Florida Atlantic is terrible. I think this is the kind of game that Navy just blows open early and scores a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a state that you can get prop bets on this quarterback, take them all because he'll have 200 yards passing, 200 yards rushing. That game I like a lot, laying the wood. And there's a lot of other close games. I mean, look, Texas is going to Mississippi State, only a -6.5 point favorite. Mississippi State is not bad. They've hung with everybody. Could have beaten Florida last week.
Mm-hmm. No, they've been in most of their games all year. They're 6-1 against the number this year.
That's right.
Howie, a game that I want to look at, and this is a team that you told everybody about preseason. You told everybody about basically since the preseason, Texas Tech. I'm hoping Morton comes back. I'm not trying to take anything away from the Hammond kid, but Morton can beat you with the arm and the legs more efficiently than the Hammond kid. They're laying a lot of lumber this week. So, maybe this week is a stay away, but when that Morton kid comes back, Texas Tech can hang with anybody in the country.
Yeah, they got to get him back. They have to get him back because they wouldn't have lost last week if he's playing.
100%.
And they're laying 37.5 to Oklahoma State, arguably one of the worst teams in Division I football
right now. Yep.
Just terrible. And they could win that game by 50.
Mm-hmm.
No, the other game I'll say is my Georgia Southern Eagles are on the road at Arkansas State, +1.5. I think they're in trouble. Arkansas State's playing the best ball they have all year long. And they'll play a little D. Georgia Southern could run into trouble, and I tend to lean against them this week. And then, late night, we have a couple. I mean, there's large spreads. Wisconsin at Oregon, Stanford at Miami, 30-plus spreads. And then, of course, the big game of the week is you got Texas A&M going to LSU. LSU's a home dog.
Yeah, home dog. A&M's been tough. They've won a lot of close games this year. Oof. Going into Death Valley at night, though, Howie, that's tough.
Yeah, it'll be loud. It'll be loud there. The other game I do like, this is a money-making game for me. This is late Saturday night, 10:15. Colorado goes to Utah. I'll probably have a max bet on that game, so that'll do it. Colorado at Utah.
Got to stay up late for that one,
Yeah,
Howie.
yeah, I know. I've been looking at the injury reports, waiting on a few things, but
Howie, answer me this one. We got to get our boy Smitty. And I know big brother, little brother game here, rivalry, huge rivalry. You got Michigan laying 14.5 to Michigan State in a rivalry game. It's way too many points, right?
Yeah.
Last year's game was a touchdown game, and I don't think Michigan's that much better this year than Michigan State to
no, Michigan's not that great. No, I would lean Sparty. Sparty could even upset them.
I could see it happening at home, night game. Crowd's going to be crazy. Sparty's 3-0. 3-0 against the number this year. Howie as an underdog.
I like that. I like Sparty. I do. I mean,
take the points.
Yeah, take the points. It's a rivalry game. Yeah, how can you not?
3-0 as a dog this year, Smitty.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. So that's pretty much. You got anything else for Saturday? Because a bunch of games. Listen, we'll be going over all these games on the Discord.
They're all going to be there.
Yeah, you got to join
early.
Go to Whop.com, man. Whop.com. Join the Degenerates Gamblers Premium. $24.99 a month. Go to @Howie Dewey YouTube. Join the premium. We're banking, man. We're banking. We crushed Sunday NFL and Monday. And that's why we're bringing in our boy. We're bringing in the guru. Here he comes. Yeah. What's up, Mehul?
What's going on? How's it going?
Hey, I'm echoing like crazy with your headphones.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Hold on. How about now?
Yeah.
Is it better?
No.
Still echoing.
I got them on. Let me log out again. I'll come back on.
Talk.
Hold on.
All right, try it again.
Wait, headphones.
I hear Howie echo when he talks, and I hear myself echo when I talk.
Maybe it's all right. Let's just go with it.
Well, hold on. What about
How about 1 second? How about now?
Mute.
It sounds better. Yes. Whatever
okay.
You did.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
That's what he does, man.
Speaking of nailing it, Howie.
Speaking of nailing it, man, we had a good Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Made some money Sunday, man. We did make some money. Yeah, that was the best NFL Sunday I've had this year. Hit everything. I think I was plus 9 or 10 units on the day, and that was just taking little bits and pieces from you guys.
No, Mehul, I couldn't take any credit. I had to give it all to you. I brought nothing to the table. You brought it all.
There's a team effort, and it's like, honestly, the podcast going back and forth, all the conversations we have on Discord, it all helps to come up with the final picks. And we swept 9 a.m. or 9:30, 1 p.m., 4 p.m.
We had the under. Yeah, 9:30 I had 9:30. I had the under in the Jacks Rams, and I had Dolphins Browns under. I had Chiefs -6.5, Packers money line. That was plus 317. Then I had Patriots money line, Eagles money line, Chiefs -6.5 for another plus 205. And then I tossed in late. I tossed in the Giants plus 14.5 and the Cowboys money line. I mean, it was just a slaughter.
But not to mention, we crushed Thursday night.
Yeah,
absolutely. Everything we said on the podcast hit.
Yeah, it all hit. I mean, the Metcalf, the Jalen Warren,
that was the plus 400 parlay I had. Yeah. With Flacco over 237.5, Chase plus 7. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's when Steve immediately said over. Over. But we had a great week, ended on a little bit of a low note with Baker not hitting his prop. But other than that, it was Thursday. Sunday sweep. But yeah, we got dinged up a little bit on Monday.
Yeah, the Buccaneers just they finally, I don't know, you could say hit the wall, whatever. I mean, they were due. It was kind of weird because they had some of their studs back. I mean, Evans played.
They did. Mayfield just was missing passes high.
Yeah.
I don't know what was causing that. They were bringing a lot of pressure, probably because Lions secondary had a lot of people out, so they're trying to help them out, and it worked. Sometimes these schemes do work. These guys get paid a ton of money to come up with it, and it did work there. So I did get that one wrong. Disappointing. I thought maybe I'd get it in that garbage drive at the end, but he just missed the guy high again.
Did you see Mike Evans broke his collarbone?
Yeah.
That guy
he can't catch a break.
Plus, he's old. He's getting up there. I mean, that was brutal. But so tomorrow night, we got Minnesota at LA, the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough line. Chargers are home -3.5. I read a stat, or somebody tossed one up on a Discord today, because we got great people on our Discord. That's why you want to join.
Whop.com.
Join the premium Degenerate Gamblers. You have to join because one of the guys put up a stat and it said Carson Wentz is 0-8 against the spread. What was that? He put up
7-0 on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, Carson Wentz is undefeated on Thursday Night Football. 7-0.
Well,
Frank the Tank. Shout out Big Frank and his UPS truck, baby.
Well, let me tell you something. I read Frank's fucking thing wrong, man. Today. Oh, Carson. I thought it said over. That's how dyslexic I am. I thought it said 0 for 7.
Dude, you're getting the answers to the test and still failing, Howie.
Oh yeah, right in front of me, and the answer was true, and I put false.
I put it on that tweet this morning. I think it was I tagged you and Mehul in it.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz undefeated.
Well, that's tough. Yeah. It's tough to bet against the Vikings with that thing staring at you.
And you're getting the hook.
Oh,
yeah, that's a whole. I mean,
it's a tough spread. I mean, Wentz did not look good against the Eagles. It was like, I mean, the Eagles. It felt like it was personal. Like they were throwing him around like he hooked up with one of their girlfriends or something. I mean, they were hitting him everywhere. The one thing with the Chargers, though, I will say they did get manhandled by the Colts. They were down 23-3, I think, at halftime, and it was you just in the NFL generally when you're up 3 scores like that, you can draw a line in the game, and then what happens after that is, a lot of prevent shell defense. Hard to really tell if a team's playing well or not. But what I will say about the Chargers is Colts arguably are the best team in the AFC, right? Their offense is really, really good. They've got a couple good guys on defense. Latu's he's an all-pro on the edge, and Buckner's pretty good on the defensive line. Kenny Moore came back in that game. He's a really good cornerback. They're a good enough defense, but the offense is stacked. Chargers just got Khalil Mack back and Denzel Perryman back in that game. Steve posted this morning. If Joe Alt does play tomorrow,
hampered.
They're at home, short week. I would actually lean Chargers. I don't know if -3 would I maybe buy a point there, possibly. But it's a tough spread because the Vikings are getting healthy too on defense. They're getting some guys back potentially too. And
Carson Wentz likes the Thursday night spots, baby.
He does.
Plus Aaron Jones might be back too.
He does, but I'd like to know how many of those were that season with the Eagles. If I have to feel like 2 or 3 of those were when he played for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I feel like that was a different Carson Wentz than this one. But it is a tough game. But I do think the Chargers are getting healthier. And one thing that did happen in that game was, while it was garbage time, that rookie tight end really broke out. He had 164, I think, receiving yards, and that's just another weapon for Herbert. So if put, I am at this moment, I'm leaning Chargers. I'd like to see the injury report because we just haven't, we're recording this on a Wednesday, so I kind of want to see that, and then we'll post all of that on the Discord.
Yeah, tomorrow night should be, be a good game. I mean, over/under's respectable, 44.5.
Yep.
Probably right where it should be. But yeah, that's what I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge guy with trends, but that's a pretty strong trend. I mean, a guy's 7-0, he might finish his career going undefeated on Thursday nights.
It's possible.
Go ahead, Mo.
No, it's possible because when McCarthy comes back, he's going right to the bench.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we start Sunday, and I have a game right now where, even though it's an NFL game, I'll be making the biggest NFL bet of the year for myself. It'll be one of those deals where, it's either park bench or this team wins by 20. But my Jets are going into Cincinnati on Sunday.
Oh, God.
The line is 6.5. And if the line was 66.5, I still would bet the Bengals. So I got my bank on the line.
Do it to yourself.
I know.
Do it to yourself. You know what's going to happen. The Bengals are going to get backdoored.
I'm taking out a home equity line, and I'm betting Joe Flacco and the Bengals.
Jets are going to backdoor you, Howie, and you're going to be living on the streets.
I've watched the Jets now for 7 weeks in a row, and I don't think we have the ability. I mean, besides that game in England where, I don't know, we lost 13-12 or whatever it was. No, man, we're going to get killed. This is going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly fast. It's not even going to be painful. Like first quarter, 14-0, 28-3 maybe, going into the half, and you can just cash out, bank, do whatever you want. But I will bet the Bengals -6.5. I might even alt spread it
and go to 10.
I was thinking 13.5.
I mean,
really get your money's worth.
I don't. That's a tough game. I'm looking at it more from the over under. Bengals defense is very bad. I mean, it is very bad. If Trey Hendrickson,
it doesn't matter.
If Trey Hendrickson doesn't play, they're very much vulnerable to giving up 20 points to anyone, including the Jets. Like they're bad. They're a bad defense. Relative to the rest of the NFL, they just don't. They're bad against the run. They're bad against the pass. The offensive line is bad. But yeah, I think the Bengals, they're gonna.
You got Diggs and Chase, and that's where they'll have 100 yards each.
Higgins. Yeah, look, they're.
I'm going to take the Bengals -13.5 plus 230.
Yeah, are you really doing an alt spread on that?
Hell yes. Are you kidding me?
I was going to say, if you're going to do it that way.
Yeah.
At least you get your value.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't care. I mean, I think they can win this game by they'll probably win by 3 or 4 touchdowns, but I think they can win by 2. And I don't care how bad their D is. I mean, we're starting Taylor. He's a backup quarterback. He's not bad.
Yeah, look, and I do agree with you in the sense that, like, the Jets have already played bad defenses and lost. They played Miami. They played Dallas, and they lost those games. And so it's not as if they've been playing Pittsburgh. It's not as if they've only been playing tough defenses. Arguably Miami's the worst defense in the league, and they lost that game, and Dallas isn't much better on defense, and they lost that game badly.
We only scored 21 points against Miami, the Dolphins. We scored 22 against Dallas.
Well, that's why I like the over, because the Bengals are, their defense to me is as bad as, it's a bottom five. Once you get to the bottom five, it's you're picking which apple is more bruised. It's like whatever, they're bad apples. And I could see the Jets getting some garbage points. So I do like the over. The Bengals are going to be throwing exactly what we were talking about on Thursday night. Joe Flacco's got a quick release. He's got probably the best duo of wide receivers in the league. And that offensive line gives them no time and can't really run block that well. So they're going to be throwing a lot. And so I personally like the over in that game. I think it's at 43.5 right now. I could see the Jets at least getting 17 garbage points. I think the Bengals still win, but
we scored 11 against Denver. We scored 6 against Carolina in the last 2 weeks. I mean, we're due to score a touchdown or two.
Tyrod Taylor took over too, so no more Justin Fields.
No, he's the new quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to see if Garrett Wilson's playing and if Brees is. I mean, Brees all came back into that game, but look, if Garrett Wilson isn't playing, all bets are off. They just don't have anybody to throw to when he's not on the field. That poor guy, man, is a real talent, and I mean, it's just
could be
being
the best
wasted.
receiver in the NFL.
It's possible. I mean, if he played with Justin Herbert or even Daniel Jones at this point, who
if he
knows?
played with a real quarterback like Daniel Jones, then he'd be all pro. How about Daniel Jones? In my opinion, watching him for 5 years with the Giants, I'm like, that's the worst quarterback that's ever played in the NFL. He sucks. And he's ready to have, and he's on his way to getting
MVP,
possibly MVP of the NFL this year.
I mean, he's playing lights out. The Colts are a very talented offense, though. They probably, as a trio of wide receivers, they probably have top 5 trio with Downs, Pittman, and Pierce, and then they have a top 3 tight end in Tyler Warren. They have a top 3 offensive line, and they have a top 2 running back. So they've got the weapons. They're loaded. They're loaded. That is not a team that you want to play in the playoffs.
I do not think that Wilson's going to play this Sunday.
Then that changes my calculus pretty significantly, because
it looks like he'll be inactive.
I don't know how they're going to.
I would be surprised if he takes another snap all season. If I was that dude, I'd be like, look, man, I'm just going to find a good happy hour near my apartment, and let's call it a wrap for 2000.
I would just do a Mike Evans and just be like, my collarbone's broken. I can't. My collarbone. I can't even put on pads. I can't even do walkthroughs.
You imagine having to just. I mean, these players must not. They must hate to even suit up to have to go to that stadium in New Jersey on Sunday.
I think it's a tough situation for the Jets right now. This is like being at a startup company that is going under. And you're coming into work, and at any point you're getting laid off.
And it's the problem is it's like Groundhog Day every fucking year, because this is just. I had a friend. This is 8-9 years ago. We got into a conversation, and he said, you know what? The one thing the Jets have that no other team in the NFL has is one thing. It's called no hope. He said, you just, no matter what happens, you're never going to have any hope in that organization. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. So what other 1:00 games you like, Mehul?
I'm gonna take a couple looks at different ones. I'll tell you that the 2 that I do like. First is starting to. I need to see the injury report, but the Cleveland New England game, and I might buy some points. I'm leaning Cleveland Browns, and I know the Patriots are hot, and they're now, I guess, I think they're 5-2. But, the Patriots have also not played tough defenses. Their wins.
7 points is a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. It's just a lot of points. They've already lost 2 home games. So I know it's in New England, but they lost week 1 to the Raiders. Then they lost to the Steelers. In between those 2 losses, they went down to Miami and won a very close game. That wasn't a blowout by any respect. That came down to the final possession. And if H&N doesn't step out of bounds, they probably lose that game. And then they went on to beat the Titans this week, and the week before they beat the Saints. And, I know the Bills are the quality win that they had, and prior to that, they beat the Panthers at home. So, I'm looking at their wins, and I'm just – this defense is by far the best defense they've played this year, and by a lot. It's a lot better than any of the teams they've played already, and 7 points, it's a lot. It's just a lot. So I'm going to look at that. If I add, 3.5 points to the Browns, and I'm at 10.5, I'm starting to really like that, because while the Browns offense isn't very good, that defense it's elite.
Oh, and I can see
elite.
These 2 teams having a tough time getting to 40.5 points.
Yeah, I think so, because the Browns struggle, and I just don't see enough on the Patriots that when they go up against a defense like this, where almost across the board they have a disadvantage. They don't run block well. They just don't. They do not run block well. The whole hope was Travion Henderson was going to be this explosive rookie. He's done nothing, and I'm not going to bet that suddenly he's going to have his best game against the best defensive line in football, best front 7 in football. And so you got Ramondre Stevenson again that you're relying on, and Stephon Diggs. Like, there's just no one on that offense that really scares you besides Drake May. And is he going to be able to blow out this team? I don't think so. So I'm starting to really lean in that game. That's one that I really like. And the other prop that I'm looking at is it's the Miami Dolphins versus the Atlanta Falcons. There is no question. The Miami Dolphins defensive line is the worst run D in the league. They prove it every week. They're playing in Atlanta. They're coming off of a loss. They've got probably the best running back in football. But I'm actually looking at the other running back. I'm looking at Tyler Algier. His prop is not up. And if you think that the Falcons are going to basically blow out the Dolphins, which I kind of think they're going to, Tyler Algier is going to get a good amount of carries, and he's a tank.
I like this. I like this philosophy.
He's a tank, and if I see his prop in the 25, 35 range when it comes out, even 40, which is high for a backup running back. But if it's low, I'm going to take it, because the other thing to keep in mind about Tyler Algier, he's behind a very good offensive line, and he's in his contract year. And the Atlanta Falcons are not going to pay him, right? They can't afford to sign him. Every time he is on the field, whether it's garbage time or not, he is playing for his next contract. He is auditioning to whatever team's going to sign him in the offseason. This guy isn't going to take a play off. And if he can get some highlight reels against the Dolphins and knowing how bad of a defensive line this is, I'm going to take a very hard look at Tyler Algier's prop when it comes out. I checked before I got on it. It's not posted.
Now. I'm looking. You got 39.5 on FanDuel.
All right, 39.5.
That's the lowest you can get.
Yeah, and that might actually be, for everybody who's watching, this is why it's valuable to have a subscription to us, because we're going to do in-game live bets. If that game goes to 14-0 and that prop hasn't changed for Tyler Algier, I'm hitting that thing so hard, because
I like that.
They're just not going to risk Bijan Robinson if they're up X amount of points, particularly in the second half. So if we feel like this game's getting away I'm going to hit that Tyler Algier prop all day long. And even better is if the Falcons go up 17, 20 points, these props might come down because Algier probably hasn't touched the ball that much in the first half. Right? He may have only gotten 3 carries for 11 yards. So that prop now probably comes down to 31. And then that game is going to be an interesting game. That is definitely going to be, I'm going to try to do a live bet on that one. I will be on
live betting. Live betting is how we make our money. It's how we middled the game last night. That's why you got to join. Go to whop.com.
I'll be on a plane, so I'm going to have somebody put my bet in for me. But I will be communicating with everybody. But that's the other one I really like.
Got to join the premium. Got to join the Degenerate Gamblers, $24.99 a month. Go to Howie Dewey on YouTube. Sign up. Go to whop.com. Sign up the Degenerate Gamblers, because that's how I do better with live betting, in-game bets, because it helps me to hedge. Last night, somebody in the Discord asked the question, hey, do you think this Western Kentucky Louisiana Tech game is going to go over because, there's a quarterback that's sitting? And I said, well, here's the deal. We took the over 43.5. Now it's 58.5. Take the under. And we did. And we middled it. We nailed both sides. Mm-hmm. That's arbitrage, baby. It's Wall Street arbitrage. So, all right, so that's it. Steve, you like any 1 o'clockers here?
Yeah, it's same kind of concept I took last week with the Eagles. They're not losing 3 in a row, right? They didn't lose 3 in a row. The Buffalo Bills are not losing 3 in a row. You might say 7.5's a big number to be laying on the road, but Carolina Panthers are going with the old ginger. Andy Dalton's going to be under center. I think the Bills roll this game. I think they annihilate. I think this game is over at halftime. I'm going to lay the points with the Bills at 1 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Maybe even grab a first half, probably minus 3.5 or 4.
Right.
No, I like that too. That Bills defensive line gets pass rush. They're a top 5 pass rush, and Andy Dalton's he's not a mobile quarterback anymore at all.
No. Yeah.
3.5, Howie, first half. Let's hammer it.
All right, let's go. I'm on it, man. You know me, NFL, man. I just tell you guys and pull one out my ass every now and then. So, all right, we go to 4 o'clock. Couple games. I mean, you got the Bucks at the Saints, Cowboys at Broncos, Titans at Colts. Anything pop out there? I mean, the Cowboys have just been scoring. The Cowboys put up points.
Yeah, they do.
And that, it's interesting because if you look at the line of the Cowboys Broncos are minus 3.5 point favorites at home. That over-under's pretty stout, 50.5. So Vegas is telling us that they think the Broncos are going to put up some points this game.
It's tough because, other than the fourth quarter of the Giants game, they haven't looked very good offensively.
Hell no. I don't know what the Giants did there.
All I know is they just collapsed. They collapsed.
It was 6.5 minutes to go, and I with my girl and I get ready to walk to eat at Market Table right up the street in the Village. And I said, yeah, we can leave. I'm like, I go, the Giants this is crazy, but they're just blowing out Denver. And we got to the restaurant. So I sat down and my phone's blowing up. Like, are you watching this? I'm like, watching what? I'm getting ready to order some chicken. And they said, no, the Giants just gave up 3 touchdowns in like the last 2.5 minutes. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the Giants are jetting today. The Giants are New York jetting today.
That was brutal. And yeah, I agree with Steve. Denver's offense has at times it just looks like it stalls out and they don't seem to. They have guys on there that can play. They got a really good offensive line. I'm not exactly sure what is happening. It kind of reminds me of what happened to CJ Stroud last year, but like with Stroud, there was a reason. The offensive line was really bad, and it still is really bad, and he has nobody to hand the ball off to. I don't know what it is with Denver. They're a tough team to figure out because they win a lot of their one-on-one matchups, and it just doesn't result into a full game where they start well and end well. They just have they get hot at certain points. This happened against the Eagles too.
Yeah.
They were down quite a bit in that. They may have been down 3 scores in that game too, and they came back and won that game. So, that
18 fourth quarter points in that game.
yeah, so they do have the ability to come back, which means they can get hot at any moment. And I think the Dallas Cowboys defense isn't that good. At some point, they probably do get hot against this team. Does that mean they're going to win? I don't know, but 50 points, Dallas is going to get. They're going to get 24.
30 points.
Yeah,
I think they put up 30.
Yeah, they're gonna get some points, man. Like so the over, while it's a lot, if you buy that down and you looked at it at 44, and then you take the money line for the Falcons, you're probably at even money there. You're probably at a plus 105, or maybe it's a minus 102 or something like that. That's not I like that. So I'd probably buy a few points in that. But they're both, like, Dallas is gonna put up points, and I do think Denver at some point will have 2-3 possessions where they get hot, because they seem to do that. They seem to just be asleep for a lot of possessions, and then they just all of a sudden, I don't know, they wake up, and Bo Nix looks like he's going to be a great football player.
How about the Titans getting 2.5 touchdowns, 14.5 points going to Indianapolis? That's a lot of points for an NFL game.
It is. It's a lot of points. I mean, that's saying Tennessee's the worst team in the league and the Colts are the best team in the league. That's what that spread says.
Yeah, it does. My only problem is, a fumble, a turnover, a touchdown, and all of a sudden that line's not 14.5, it's 21.5. So that game scares me a little. We go to Sunday night. This going to be a great game, Packers and Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers are home +3. That's gonna be a good game.
What's the over under in that game? I saw
24.5.
Yeah, that's I like the under in that game. The Packers offense is kind of like Denver's, except for they never get hot. Like they just look lukewarm from the first quarter to the end of the game, and they rely on a Josh Jacobs run. But they're not run blocking well. And that whole offense is based on Josh Jacobs setting the table by running the ball, and they're just not doing it that well. So I could see the under in that. And Aaron Rodgers can't move the way he used to. And Green Bay does have a good pass rush. Like, they can get at the quarterback. So 44 seems a little high for that game.
Yeah, it does. What do you got, Steve?
To me, I'm with you guys here. I would probably lean the under. I was trying to look up primetime unders this year because I think they're winning well over 60%, right?
Yeah.
So I would definitely lean under on this one.
That's the way it looks. And I mean, even going into the Monday night game, my God, they're total disrespect for the Washington at +10.5 going into Kansas City. Either you think Kansas City's turned it around, they're the best team in the NFL, or you think Washington is done.
Well, it's like it's a tale. It's two. You got Washington, everybody on their whole team's injured, and then you got Kansas City, everybody's coming back.
Yeah,
so it's like,
and even if Daniels plays, he's playing with a hamstring injury,
limited at best,
and he's just we don't know what he's like when he can't scramble, and so if Mariota plays, I 10.5 might not be enough because
yeah, that's true.
If Mariota plays in Kansas City, and Steve's made the most important point, they are getting healthy. Rashee Rice didn't look rusty, and
put him with Worthy, put him with Kelsey. It's just like,
and it just looks like Mahomes is playing so loose, and it isn't carrying the whole offense like he kind of has the last couple of years because they just have had injuries and just didn't have guys haven't been available. He's doing the trick plays. I don't know how much of that game you watched, but he made a legit no look pass to Rashi Rice that was about, I don't know, 15 yards downfield, and it was a legit no look pass. He had another play where you know how these quarterbacks or the coaches try to draw you off sides when it's 4th and 4, and they go to the line and they try to hard count. Mahomes, this is how much fun he's having right now. Mahomes goes to the line, looks at the coach. You could hear it on TV. He's like, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. And then they went for it. And the Raiders were caught off guard by it. And so he's kind of playing that backyard football way that we saw him play a few years ago. And he's looking like, again, either the first or second best quarterback to ever play. Like, that's what he's looking like. It's either him or Tom Brady. You can make an argument any way you like, but like he's starting to look that way again. So if Mariota's playing, we'll see how many the unit situation and how we've done, but I'm not afraid of that 10.5 points because of the way the Chiefs are playing. They beat the crap out of the Raiders. Just destroyed them.
That's the way it looks, man. That could be
Pummeled
rough.
Yeah.
So that's it for NFL, man. And look, if you want to get us live, you got to join. You got to get on the Discord. Then we're going back. We're live betting. Go to WHOP.com. Just join the Degenerate Gamblers Premium, $24.99 a month. Go to @Howie Dewey YouTube. Join the Degenerate Gamblers Premium. And before we leave, man, look, I'm 1-0 in NBA. Had one play last night with the Houston Rockets. I took them as dogs. They should have won the game. Tonight, Mehul, your Brooklyn Nets are plus 5.5 going down to Charlotte. That could be closer than 5.5.
They're plus 5.5.
Yes, the Nets are going to Charlotte plus 5.5.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
That's a value play.
Cam Thomas is actually playing, so
I'll be walking up to MSG in about, in about 5 hours. I'll be walking up to check out the Knicks home opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks are plus 1.5 points at home. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we win tonight. I just don't think we win tonight. I think the Knicks are in for a rough 4 to 6 weeks to start the season off. I don't even know if this coach will make it till January. But if the Cleves are stacked, they're coming into New York.
I know.
It's going to be tough for us tonight. I'm going to be honest.
And Cavs are, I know the East looks like it's the Knicks to take, but you can't forget about the Cavaliers. And the way they lost at the end of last year was brutal.
Dude, the Milwaukee Bucks are healthy. The Celtics are looking. I mean, the East is interesting. The
Celtics are in trouble. They got a lot of guys out.
Yeah, they
Tatum,
do.
Brown.
I will say another dark horse team that I like is the Orlando Magic because Banchero and now with Bane on that team, those are tough guys. Those are
8.5 point
guys.
favorites at home against the Heat. Yes, the Magic has improved so much over the past 2 years.
They're going to have both the twins back, and I just think that the 2-man game of Bane and Banchero is going to be tough. Banchero is a legit
he's a
star.
Beast. He is. I'll tell you the most disrespectful line tonight in the NBA. The LA Clippers are going to Utah, Salt Lake City. Utah's at home as a 10-point dog. Are you kidding me?
Breaking news, Howie. Mariota will get the start Monday night.
Oh, look at that.
Out.
All right, so we're all over Kansas City.
Yeah, I like Kansas City. They're rolling, man. They're rolling. That might go up to 12.5. Who knows?
All right, we're on it, man. Boys, we're going to bank this weekend. This is going to be the best weekend yet. We're off to a good start. College football last night. We got college football tonight. College football tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, NFL Sunday. It's going to get nutty, man. We're just going to be bet and everything. Both my kids will probably be gone by Monday
World
night.
Series too, Howie.
Oh, I forgot. World Series. Can Toronto make it interesting? Because I did have them too. I did bet them in that game 7.
Yes, you did.
I had them. They were down 2-0. I'm sitting there like I'm so screwed. And then bang, bang, bang. Gary Springer.
They were down 3-1.
Yeah. I mean,
Springer.
I think this Don Mattingly squad, I think they can make it interesting.
They got gamers, and you know Vladdy ain't afraid of nobody.
No.
Springer's been there, done it with the Astros, and then everybody else in the lineup just seems to hit. So Dodgers are tough. They're going to be tough, but
yeah,
it should
they
be
got
a good series.
the Asian AI robot who just you can't do anything. The guy pitches 9 strikeouts and then hits 3 homers. What the?
I mean, it's just that's little league stuff, man. That's
Was
like
that
you
real?
only see that in little league.
But are we going to see it again? Like, that's the question. I don't think everybody understands the greatness that we're witnessing.
My 84-year-old father texted me and he said, I've been watching baseball since the late 40s, early 50s. He goes, I've never seen anything close to this.
No.
And he always says, he makes a good point. He goes, the guy's one of the best pitchers in the league. He's probably the best hitter in the league. Home runs. He goes, but they don't talk about he's been timed as the 10th fastest baseball player in the league from home to home. Yeah. I mean,
no, there's been nothing
at
like
some
him.
point, you got to give that dude a CAT scan and just check his vitals to make sure.
He's like Drago.
He is.
He's like Asian. He's like fucking Asian Drago.
No, I mean, and he just swings the bat with so much confidence. When he is up there, it's like when he has a bad swing, he knows it right away. He adjusts, and there's just not a lot of places to put the ball where it's not dangerous with him.
Yeah. Well, how about in that series? He was 1 for 19 going into that game, and then anybody else would have just caved and gave up the series. He had 3 home runs, and then in the final game, it's like you figure it out.
I mean, yeah, it was just that was crazy, man.
It is. It's crazy. It's crazy.
10 strikeouts, 3 home runs. I mean, just unbelievable.
Like 3 home runs, man. At that point, after the second one, if you're the manager, aren't you like, listen,
we're not pitching to this guy.
Look,
go take this Nagasaki motherfucker's head off.
I mean, it's like,
I mean, seriously.
And then he's on the mound, right? This is like he did what Reggie Jackson did, and then he went on the mound.
Yeah.
Right. And Reggie Jackson got dubbed Mr. October. I mean, what is this guy? Like, this guy is Mr. October times 2.
Worldwide.
Friggin' just sushi eating fucking 500-foot banging animal, man.
Yeah.
Dude, he hit that one so far. He hit one out of the park.
Literally.
Out of the park.
Literally.
Like, he just doesn't look like the normal,
he's got great swing. I mean, it's just like.
Man. So that's it, man. We'll be putting bets in from here, and I mean, with NBA, we got college hoops starting in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm getting a new hip in a week, so I can't take too many painkillers because I gotta keep my head right here. I gotta keep my head on a swivel when I put in these max bets. I can't be going through another divorce here. Hell no. All right, well that's it, man. Join us next week and join the Discord. Go to whop.com. Join the Degenerate Gamblers because we're going to bang some fatties this weekend. Let's go.
All right. Thanks, guys.